bitches all bad, my niggas all real. I ride and stick, get some big tall heels, big fat checks. See it done. I don't really need a thing done. All a bad bitch need a gun. I got bands in the coop, bustin' out the roof. I got bands in the coop. Touch me, I'll shoot. Shake your ass.
Today I'm be talking about money. Woo woo. So today, YouTube, as you already know that, yeah, those of you who've been watching my channel, first I want to say thank you to all 789 subscribers. Whoop de boo. Keep going. Tell your mammy, tell your pappy, tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your sister from another mother. Tell everybody subscribe to Crystal Bells. So y'all know I'm in my mode of Black History series because I'm like, I've been educating. As long as I'm educating on this platform, I'm also educating myself. So I was like, I cannot do this channel without talking about Black millionaires. So today we're going to be talking about Black millionaires, HBCUs, and Black inventors. Now, for those of you who don't know, many Black inventors, they became millionaires after. So I figured, why not just talk about all of it, right? So this is the research that I've done. Comment, like, and subscribe about any Black inventor that you would like me to talk about in the future, or you could just comment and we could just talk in the comments. But yes, today's topic is HBCUs, Black inventors, and Black millionaires. Okay, so the first person I'll be talking about is Thomas Jennings. He was the inventor of dry cleaning. So this is just things that I thought people would care about, you know, things that we take for granted. And to be honest, from the little research I've done, you cannot live with Black inventions. So if anybody tries to degrade, you know, a lot of people that come to this country, they try to say that we're insignificant. They look at the news and they say, well, all Black people do is commit crimes and want to be trans. And no, we're way more than that. We are educators, we are educated, and some people do make money. Businesses, Black businesses did not just start from COVID, okay? Some people might think that, but no, you have Black businesses from way back when. I'm going to be talking about the good, bad, and the ugly, because not everybody who was making their millions made it the right way. So that is my MO, to educate. So something simple like dry cleaning. It was not invented by the Asians, though that's who you see owning every dry cleaner is the Asians. It was invented by Thomas Jennings, 1821. He was born, and he was also an abolitionist. So the next time you do your dry cleaning, a Black man invented that. TV remote. Something so simple, something we don't even think about, was invented by a Black man. Dr. Joseph Jackson. Yes, he did have his PhD. The subway system. Those of us who take the subway. A Black man invented that. Yes, he did. Grayville T. Woods. Now, in the summertime, we like to get wet, and maybe it's not something of significance, but the water gun was invented by a Black man, Lonnie Johnson. The cell phone that I'm using right now to record this, it was invented by a Black man, y'all. It was not invented by Steve Jobs, okay? Steve Jobs is the creator of Apple, but the creator of cell phones was invented by a Black man, Jesse Eugene Russell, okay? The mailbox, when you go to mail things, you want to mail a card to your mama, or you whatever, just getting whatever, our mail, something we take for granted, was invented by a Black man by the name of Paul Downing. The 1960s, you know how they lie and they say, oh, the 60s was such a wonderful time and you could leave your door open. No, that's a lie. There was a lot of crimes going on in the 60s, such as the Boston Strangler. So a woman by the name of Marie Van Brown created the security system in 1969. The 60s was a very horrible time, okay? Don't let them lie to you. So, yes, the traffic light, when you go and whether you drive or you're a pedestrian or whatever, the traffic light was created by a man named Garrett Morgan in 1923. All of these people received patents. Now, a patent, I just learned what it is. I work in a junior high school right now, and a patent is for when you invent something, basically to have a receipt to prove that you invented it. So all of these people I mentioned, they all have patents. And for the cell phone, Jesse Russell, he received his patent in 1992 for cell phones. Okay, so the next one is elevator doors. We all take the elevator or whatever, and before the doors were created, you actually had to pull it with string. There was like all different hazardous ways, but this man invented the elevator doors. Alexander Miles, 1887. So we're all under the impression that Con Edison created like electricity and stuff. No, Lewis Latimer in 1883 invented the light bulb. Okay, and the last one I have on the list is James Forten. He was an abolitionist and a businessman, and he was a sailmaker. He literally made boats. So naturally, to have a business back then, you had to have a way to ship it back and forth. He was in charge of creating those boats to come back and forth. He actually fought for slavery, right? Yes. So now for black millionaires, right? The first black millionaire in Texas was William McDonald, PhD. He opened the first black bank, right? Which is very good. Very, because it shows that we did have a sense of financial literacy even back then. Next one I have is William Letterstroff, born in 1810 and died in 1848. He was a Haitian, American, and he was born into a sugar plantation owner. So he was born into money. He died with 1.4 million, and it was auctioned off because he had no children. He made his money off a building. So he was a builder in San Francisco. Now, this is the one I wanted to talk about. Some of you might be thinking, I remember when I was younger, I didn't even know there was black millionaires until recently. But I always wondered, how did you have all these black millionaires and it sat well with them that slavery was going on during this time? Well, one particular man, John Stanley, and I feel like I've heard that name before. He was a black man who owned slaves. I'm going to repeat that again. So a lot of people don't notice. They think that slavery was just a white man thing and white people just hate on black people. No, we got over here because the Africans that you see walking around, their ancestors sold us out. And if you talk to any African that's educated, they will tell you in confirmation that the Africans back then, they sold us out. That's how we got over here. And then when we got over here, you had people like John Stanley. He owned slaves, 127 slaves. So that's how he became a millionaire, okay? And John Stanley is not the only one, but they try to keep that hidden because they don't want you to know the truth about your race. In order for us to move forward, you have to know the truth, right? Why did we get over here in the first place? It's because we had division within the race before the white man even knew we existed. The way that the white man or any race was able to conquer is because of self-division. If you don't care about yourself, right, then it becomes easier for somebody else to take over. And it's that simple. If you got you together, you don't got to worry about nobody else. And because we didn't have us together, that's how other races was. Even right now, somebody could come out with a business and people might support, but you have people say little things like, oh, they don't support black business or what. You'll never hear a white person say that. Never. So John Stanley was a op, as the kids would say. He owned slaves, 127 of them. And when he died, he owned 7. So it just tells you it wasn't no white man thing. You have black people who own slaves too, unfortunately. So my next one is Jeremiah Hamilton. He was another op, and he was a black trader on Wall Street. His net worth was $2 million, and he only sold to white people. He did not do business with black people. Okay. He also was the original. He was scammed. Also, how he passed away was white people came into his home. He tried to keep it under wraps that he was a millionaire. They came into his home and they ransacked everything and killed him. So, yeah. So, those were just a few black millionaires. Some of them did positive things, such as like James Fortin or Lewis Latimer. And some of them, you know, was the op. So, that's my history for black inventors and black millionaires. And lastly, I wanted to talk about HBCUs. HBCUs stands for Historically Black College University. Why were HBCUs created? Why was it created? It was created because they did not allow us in college, just like they did not want us in church, and we built our own churches. Same thing with schools. They did not want us in their schools, right? So black people got together and we made our own schools, as we should. So I wanted to talk about a couple of people that benefited from that. Kamala Harris, Howard University. Yandy Smith. Yandy Smith is from Love and Hip Hop, but nevertheless a Howard University alumni. Martin Luther King Jr., Morehouse College. He went to an all-boy, all-male college. Anybody who's educated would tell you that is the best thing. They have a very high graduation rate. Jamal Bryant also went to Morehouse. You know, I wouldn't mind if my son wanted to go to Morehouse. It's very, the alumni is very good. I actually know somebody who was the valedictorian of that school. So, and now he's a CEO. So it's very good. Very, very good. Oprah Winfrey. She is, now Oprah's story is interesting because she actually became popular before graduation. It was her father who encouraged her to finish school. And when she did that at Tennessee State University, which is also HBCU. Yeah. So, yeah. Martin Luther King Jr., Oprah, Yandy Smith, Kamala Harris. Also, just to let you know, the same way you have Morehouse for all males, Spelman is for all girls. In case if you guys didn't know, if you're looking for a college for your daughter and you want it to be all women, Spelman College is for that. Very good schools, not just HBCU, but you have some really good alumni, you know. So that concludes the episode of Black Inventors, Millionaires, and HBCUs. You can comment, like, and subscribe. This has been very interesting for me. I'm glad I decided to do this series. Yeah, very informative. I actually looked on YouTube for a lot of my information, in case you guys want to know. Yeah. And those are my thoughts.